Progressives like Bernie Sanders and the Squad are pushing for rail workers to get more paid leave. Unions still want more paid leave, but President Biden is just hoping that a lame duck session can help avoid a rail strike. And there are this evening some hurt feelings.
Moving into our next story of the day. If you haven't already, support us by hitting that like and subscribe button and also leaving us a comment down below. YouTube algorithm really does love your interaction and helps us grow here at the Bald Brad Show. Our next story here is labor unions rebuked President Joe Biden on Tuesday for requesting that Congress prevent a looming rail strike. What's interesting about this rail strike, folks, is Joe Biden asked them to delay the strike till after the election. Talk about, in a sense, some shady biz going on. This isn't the only thing that he has to do to kind of just wait off till after the election. There was many other things, but you got to love that this guy who already has a disastrous economy, you got inflation that's like a 30, 40 year high, gas prices through the roof. Granted, they are dropping, go to the grocery store, look at your bill there. This would take a massive hit on the economy if the rail strike were to actually go in place. And he doesn't like the way that they're kind of handling their business. And this guy's supposedly pro-union, folks, by the way. The commander-in-chief said on a Monday statement, that the possible work freeze, which could begin as soon as December 9th, would devastate the economy ahead of the holiday season. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's upwards of like 40% of rail is our freight in terms of long distance freight. So you would be talking about a massive, massive hit on our economy on top of what's already being done, which is now why you're seeing he wanted it delayed after the election, because can you imagine the strike happening? Economy takes a further tank, people really feel it. The psychology, the behavioral aspect of things initiates, and they go vote in the polls that way. Rigged election a little bit, folks, just a little bit. We gotta be careful here. We don't want to be removed off YouTube. As Trump said, we don't want to be removed, okay? The CNN, the lights in the back, they all want to remove us, okay? All right? Disgusting. I'm gonna work on the Trump impression, folks. He's back. As a proud labor president, I am reluctant to override the ratification procedures and the views of those who voted against the agreement, he remarked. But in this case, where the economic impact of a shutdown would hurt millions of other working people and families, I believe Congress must use its power to adopt this deal in general, this deal. So this whole union, called the Brotherhood of Maintenance of Way Employees Division, responded with a harsh statement based on what Joe Biden stated, noting that the organization is deeply disappointed and disagrees with the statement expressed by Biden. It is not enough to share workers' concerns. A call to Congress to act immediately to pass legislation that adopts tentative agreements that exclude paid sick leave ignores the railroad workers' concerns. The group said it's both denies railroad workers the right to strike while also denying them of the benefit they would likely otherwise obtain if they were not denied their right to strike. So they're not happy with Joe Biden. They want, their paid time off, as I think they should. But here's Fox News' Peter Doocy, the gladiator, talking about this on Fox News. Let's go ahead and roll it.
President Biden is trying to put a positive spin on the struggling American economy and his own tricky relationship with big labor. The president visited a semiconductor plant today in Michigan, touting what he called 2 extraordinary years of progress. But critics see skyrocketing inflation,
Biden doesn't have a clue what the hell's going on here.
And now a possible congressionally mandated short-circuiting of a potentially crippling national railroad strike. White House correspondent Peter Doocy starts us off tonight. Peter, good evening.
Good evening, Trace. Progressives like Bernie Sanders and the Squad are pushing for rail workers to get more paid leave. Unions still want more paid leave, but President Biden is just hoping that a lame duck session can help avoid a rail strike. And there are this evening some hurt feelings.
The middle class built America.
As President Biden flatters labor unions in Michigan.
And unions built the middle class.
He's upsetting railroad unions across the country, backing a plan for Congress to override rail unions pushing for more paid time off with a vote tomorrow.
Congress, I think, has to act to prevent it. It's not an easy call, but I think we have to do it. The economy's at risk.
Now also at risk, the president's credibility.
I intend to be the most pro-union president leading the most pro-union administration in American history.
Leaders with Railroad Workers United, right? Unfortunately, the most labor-friendly president has opted to side with big business and call for a thwarting of railroad workers' right to strike.
I don't like going against the ability of unions to strike, but weighing the equities, we must avoid a strike.
The measure is expected to have some bipartisan support.
Do you think it'll pass?
I think it will pass.
But it could be a close vote.
I think some may be inclined to vote against it.
Unions threatening to strike say they won't strike if Congress passes a bill forbidding it. But union leaders are upset at the president's apparent disregard for their methods.
This action prevents us from reaching the end of our process. It takes away the strength and the abilities that we have to force bargaining or force the railroads into a situation to actually do the right thing.
White House officials believe they've averted catastrophe.
He said to me that he is confident that we will not have a rail strike.
And with that, President Biden is hoping to preserve some of his union worker street cred.
I've been so pro-union my whole career.
And all kinds of unions have organized their members to support Biden in past elections. It's unclear if this changes that. But then again, it's unclear if the president's ever going to be on a ticket where he needs their support.
Peter Ducey, not wrong there. And we'll see what actually turns of this. I mean, honestly, just kind of give them the sick pay leave, give them what they need. I don't see this being a massive issue. I think in the grand scheme of things, we can be making it into a massive issue here if we don't give them what they want. And it's not like I feel like they're asking for much here, folks. But the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen, President Michael Baldwin, likewise affirmed in an interview with CNN Business that the intervention from Congress prevents us from reaching the end of our process, as you heard in that clip, which is true. And they have a right to strike. And when you kind of stop that ability for them to do that, in a way, it's almost like stripping somebody of a actual right themselves, meaning freedom of speech, to be able to conduct themselves and try to get the thing that they want. So I'm not a big fan of Congress stepping in and doing that. I think people should have that right to protest. But also, Biden ran the Oval Office as an ally of labor unions for actually quite some time. It's not like he's ever been really against them. For the most part of him even being in the Senate, even obviously running as vice president with Barack Obama and then President of the United States himself, he has been campaigning on this aspect that he is an ally of the labor unions. I mean, Democrat Party generally is a massive ally of the labor unions. That's why the teachers union always goes Democrat, really far left as well. Well, the tentative agreement greenlit by a majority of the nation's rail unions agrees a 24% pay raise and more robust health benefits while denying paid sick leave is kind of what's in the cards here. So we'll see if that happens. I mean, a 24% pay raise is big. But I think giving them their paid family sick leave, healthcare benefits for what they do, they offer us obviously a lot in the economy. They transport the stuff that needs to be transported. It is a main mechanism. But I want to see what you guys think about basically the demands that they're pushing here. Again, it's more robust healthcare benefits, paid family sick leave, and a 24% pay and raise based on the platform of 2020. Do you think that's reasonable? Do you think that's kind of, hey, you know what, we already owe a lot of money, that's going to raise the prices of things? Let me just know what you think in the comments below. I wanted to at least present you basically the facts and everything that's here with a little bit of commentary with a nice little bow on top as well here at the end. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.